Alrighty, welcome back to another video here on McCaffrey Farms. So first things first for this one, right now Dad's got the 74, also known as the little truck, going. What we're doing is we're gonna get ready to clean that out so we can transfer wheat off the semi onto that before we try and get ready to plant. Right now I'm looking for brake fluid. He told me what jug it's in, but I'm not seeing it, so I'll be right back. So what we're doing for today is we're working on getting our seed truck ready. Right now we have it there. We're actually got it cleaned up. We're getting ready to kind of tape a few things up and put seed in it. The next video will be actually cleaning some of it out. I'll roll the time lapse of when we got all the milo out there. The little bit left is just the extra strip from last year. We had milo guards on the combine over there, and they don't like weeds, and there's a bunch of tumbleweeds, so we had to wait and take them off. We just put it in the truck, and then we were originally gonna feed it out. There was something that went on. We weren't able to use the feed truck, so we didn't ever actually feed it out, but we got it dumped, and we'll feed it out this year when we have the cows and calves up here. So we got that cleaned out, and then we're gonna get ready to kind of tape a few things up, and it'll be good to put seed wheat in it. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get started here at the house. We got the 4 corners that are over there, this circle here, and that'll be all for at the house. Getting ready to try and fill this with seed wheat. We had to spend a little bit of time on the auger, making sure that was good. I'm gonna stop here at the combine. We need a little bit more tape, and we think there's some in there. Otherwise, we're ready to fill it. We're getting the truck built up with air. We're gonna move it to where that's under the back hopper. That's the one with like 50 bushel in it. Dad's gonna start the auger and run it first. That way, if there's any nests in it, we can get those out and not in the truck. But we'll do that, and then we'll start filling it. And then I think we're gonna take Dad. I'm gonna take Dad down. We're gonna move a few things around. Once we get to the little truck filled, then he might try and rake some of the hay that we swapped, and then maybe bale it tonight. We'll see. Got the truck loaded down with the first load of wheat. Some little fuller than we like to do it sometimes, but it's a good truck, it'll handle it. Plus, we're not gonna be taking it down the road that full because either tonight or tomorrow morning, a fair amount of that's getting unloaded. We're gonna go down and shuffle things around, and Dad might start raking. So, just took Dad down to the tractor. I don't know if you can see him in the mirror, but he's just now leaving. But this is a field. I'll try and zoom in real quick. That is a field of hay grazer. When we swapped it, it was really burned up, and we aren't even gonna try and bale it. But it's already grown back at least 6 inches from the snow and the rain. So if that can keep growing good, we might be able to actually get something off of it. We'll have to see. That's one nice thing about the hay grazer, is it can grow back pretty quick if you get good moisture. I do think that the feed is all greening up pretty good. For instance, it's a neighbor's, and it was really burned up before the snow, and it's amazingly so much more green. Ours, I do think it is greening up, which is good. The tips of the leaves, I think they got nicked, but overall I think the plants are still actually green. It's just the edges of the leaves are brown, and so it makes it look like it's not doing good. So I do feel like if we give it another week or week and a half, the feed could do pretty good, just because there should be a bunch of moisture there for it to keep growing. Like I said, this week we're gonna do what we can and try and get all the wheat planted first, just because it needs moisture to get up, and this is probably the most moisture we've been planting wheat into for the last like 5 years. This is also the third field of milo we planted, the second dry land field. As you can see, it headed out and it's doing pretty good for the year. Don't know what it'll do yield wise. The heads, they don't look amazing, but hopefully it'll still do decent. The other field on this section is also still doing pretty good, so we'll have to see how things go. The dry land, we're not expecting much, but we're glad that these fields are still at least gonna be harvestable. Don't know how good they'll be, but I still just can't get over how excited and I am to harvest this irrigated milo, and how amazing it looks. It looks phenomenal. All right, so this is the irrigated milo. This is the south circle, but look past the grass and the corn. As we've always had problems with that, and in this crop it's pretty hard to deal with. But look at those rows. They're nice big rows. Look at that head. There's quite a few heads like this, nice and full. And I'm 6'4", and it's some of the shorter plants are at my waist. So this is gonna be, I feel like this is gonna be an amazing crop. I do think that this could have potential for 150 plus bushel. It's a little bit high hopes, but I do think it could be possible, because this looks way better than the 105 bushel an acre stuff we had last year. We'll just have to see once we get out in it. I think there's a little bit that got knocked over from the snow, mostly in the turn rows right here. I don't know, like right in here is kind of a mess. I don't think actually out in the field is terrible, so that's good news. We're hoping to get in here as soon as we can, and hopefully we can get to it when the stalk is actually still green but the kernels are dry, because then, like I said, we're probably gonna leave that like close to 2 foot tall, so in that way we can get our cows out on it soon and they'll have some nice green stalks to eat down. and I think it would really help us out. We'll get our cows off the pasture sooner, and they'll actually have something good to eat. But it's an amazing looking crop, way better than last year's 105 bushels, so I have high hopes for it. It's really gonna start changing color now because there's still quite a bit of moisture in there, because it's getting pretty well shaded to the ground. And so I don't think we'll run the sprinkler anymore. We might dry run it to get it closer to straight with the rows, but it's looking pretty dang good, and I'm excited for that field. This is kind of what I mean by, I think the tips of the leaves are just nicked from it freezing a little bit, because just like that, it looks like it's starting to really dry up and die. But once you look closer at the actual plant, it's still a real dark green, and it does look like it may have gotten some growth to it. So hopefully it is still growing, and hopefully it can get some good height on it. And there are some spots where heads are starting to pop out, so once it heads out, if there's plenty of moisture, it will really grow. That's just the way hay grazer is. So hopefully it can head out soon while it still has moisture, and we can get 2 or 3 foot more worth of growth into some of it while it's still green, and we can go in and swath it, and that'll really bump up our bale count for this year. So it's now Tuesday morning, about 7:30. We're getting ready to take the tractor over to the one corner, then we'll fill them up. Still gotta grease them up, the drills up, but we're gonna do that real quick, then head down. Here at this first corner, you can see Dad's there in the little truck with the wheat. I think we're gonna unfold it first. He'll back the truck in, but then I think we'll set them down first, unfold that hitch and hook up to there, and then we'll fill them, and then we'll probably just start at this corner and start a down and back, and then we'll work that way, do turn rows where we need them, and we should be good to move to the next corner. Then we'll do the 2 over there and then hop over to the circle. So now Dad's gonna go hit the hydraulics. We're gonna let these down. There's the first one. It's always kind of fun to ride them like this when they are going down, because you can feel each one kind of flexing. But we raise these wheels up so that way they don't drag when you plant the wheat crop or when you're planting. We'll go back through and slide these locks back, and this should keep them from falling down. And the last one is just getting up, and it stops. So now they're all up and ready for the locks. Got the main hitch hooked up, so Dad's gonna go in and he's gonna raise these up, because we have to move these pins into right here, so that way it can raise and lower the drills like it should.
One way or the other.
Alright, so we got it tipped up and we're getting ready to put stuff in. Dad just getting the PTO started. There he's... So what he did right there was he just switched it to where the PTO on the truck will run the hydraulics, and then we'll be good to open the door, and I'll hit the switch and it'll start filling. Just our luck. I don't know what's happening, but switch is on. Motor should be running, and that should be augering out the wheat. So we had it working just fine yesterday, and it turned on 2 or 3 times. So I don't know if another wire came loose or what, but we'll try and get it figured out. All right, this is gonna be the moment of truth. Will it work? So we got the drills filled. Our problem was when we unfolded it, there was a section of the wire that got stretched out a little bit, and we're thinking it pulled some of the wires loose. And so we got that fixed. We got the drills filled. I'm turning on the auto steer in the tractor so it can be booting up. And taking the truck back right over there, so I'm gonna take the pickup back and get him, then we'll come back and we'll start drilling and getting everything set. Alright, so we got the drill set up. We're going about 1.5 to 2 inches deep. We got plenty of moisture, as you can see. Nice and dark color, bringing up a fair amount of moisture, so we should be pretty good. This is the first corner we're doing, then we're going to move over to that one, which I already got a pass down and then around the circle done, and then we just kind of hopped over. But we're going to do this one, then move to that one, and then we're going to talk to our neighbors and see if we could possibly use their field right along our circle to go out around that, and then we can get to the other 2 circles without having to fold up. So hopefully we can, because that'll help a lot. Well, I gotta move to this second, or hop back over to this second corner. I'm gonna call it for this video, because I'm gonna have to be going back into the house here soon to connect to a couple classes. So like I said, we got started planting wheat. Really excited. Hopefully we can get all done this week. Good moisture to be planting into, so we couldn't ask for more. Thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in again. See you later.